Hey everyone, welcome to a wonderful Wednesday. Bitcoin is obviously up a little bit today. The markets were up as well. So we'll take a look at the markets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, see what's going on there. It's looking pretty good on the 1 hour chart. We'll take a look at the daily chart. Still not convinced that we're getting into a bullish territory possibly. But we'll also take a look at the miners, see how they did today. For the most part, they were up. There were a couple that were down, but we'll cover that. And then we'll also take a look at a story on buying distressed assets. Somebody pretty well known is buying, possibly buying some AC miners. And then we'll also take a look at cost to mine 1 BTC. Is it really apples to apples? Not really, but we'll go over with the data what we do have. But I'll also provide you guys with some information of what I'd like to see. Also, we'll take a look at some questions from you guys. Actually, one question, and we'll call it a day. So that is it. As always, not financial advice for entertainment only. You guys know the drill here. I'm invested in following coins and companies. If you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button, subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. Helps get the video out to more viewers as well. All right, so let's take a look at the markets here. So obviously, S&P was up 1.97%, Dow Jones was up 1.88%, and the NASDAQ was up 2.05%, which was obviously a pretty good day in the markets. Now, looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is at 19,440 right now. We did have a pretty good fall here during the day today, but we did rebound quite nicely here, and we obviously had a pretty big fall here the other day as well, yesterday. And it continued on into today. We fell, we bounced, which was good, and we are still kind of within our triangle here formation. We did obviously bounce above it or bounce below it. We fell below it, and then we bounced obviously back up. So we're still in that formation a little bit. We're above it a little bit right now, and we are battling with our, again, support / resistance at 19,500. We'll see if we can get above it right either later on today or tomorrow sometime. And I believe it's going to be changing over to the new day here in about 16 or so minutes, 17 minutes actually. So on the other side, on the daily chart, we're at 47. We haven't been here for quite a while, at least last 15 days or so. Closest we can get to it is maybe over here, but we were still higher in price at that point than we are right now. So like I said, it's still not looking too bullish, at least on the daily chart. On the 1 hour chart, however, it is starting to look a little bit better. RSI right now is at 55 on the 1 hour chart. Last time we were right around here. Price was obviously lower. So price has gone up. So we're higher on the price. RSI has been pretty much flat from those two periods there. So that's a good sign as well, at least for the time being. So we'll see how this plays out going forward. And like I said, we are battling with that 19,500 mark in Bitcoin. Next is Ethereum. Ethereum is at 1,339. It has obviously done the same thing as Bitcoin's fallen down. Tested the lows here on the RSI to being oversold territory, bounced off of that as well quite nicely. And looking at the 1 hour chart here, we can see the price is higher from prior marks here. So that's also a good sign here. On the daily, we're still not seeing any reversal pattern as far as going from bearish to bullish. So we'll keep an eye on it as well. All right, so those are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's take a look at the miners here really quick as well. So ANY was up 2.55% to 46 cents. Argo was down 5.19% to 36.5 cents. BitDigital was up 4.13% to $1.26. Bitfarms was up 5.77% to $1.10. CleanSpark was up nicely as well, 5.59% to $3.40. Cores up 3.57% to $1.45. DigiHost was up 9.2 to 76 cents. DMG was down 1.27 to 18 cents. Greenidge was down 4.17% to $2.07. Hive was up 8.33% to $4.03. Hut 8 was up 9.25 to $1.89. Iris Energy was up 2.45% to $3.77. Luxfolio was way down 13.59% to 5.5 cents. Marathon was up quite a bit, 10.94% to $10.95. Mawson was down 1.12 to 45 cents. Riot up 7.47% to $7.34. Soluna was up 4.49% to $1.86. And Stronghold was up 2.86 to $1.08. So overall, pretty good day in the markets for the miners. Finally had a pretty nice day. We had a somewhat okay day yesterday as well. But today obviously helped out quite a bit. So going into our first story here. So Bitmain founder Jihan Wu setting up $250 million fund to buy distressed Bitcoin mining assets. So the report. So Wu's BitDeer Technologies will initially invest $50 million and aims to raise another $200 million from outside investors. So obviously, Wu is a crypto billionaire, the founder of Bitcoin mining rig marker Bitmain. is setting up a 250 million fund to purchase distressed assets from mining firms. Bloomberg reported on Tuesday. Wu founded Bitmain in 2013, but left the company in early 2021 to lead its spin-off, Bitdeer Technologies. And a representative of Bitdeer tells Bloomberg the company will initially put $50 million to work and plans to raise another $200 million from outside investors. And quoted here saying, "We can buy the cheaper machines and run them in our existing facilities with stable and cost-effective power purchase agreements," Bitdeer CEO Matt Kong said. So obviously you're seeing companies now starting to get back into that kind of buying spree a little bit, especially with the price of miners the way they are right now, so depressed. It makes the perfect time to buy these assets that are obviously possibly languishing out there and not being used. So that is obviously a positive sign there. And let's take a look at the numbers here that I have to cost. What is the cost to mine BTC? So like I said before in the intro here, the numbers aren't really apples to apples. All of the miners have, for the most part, a different way of reporting their operations, their cost to mine, everything else. Some do a better job than others, while others don't do as great of a job. One that kind of sticks out here is obviously Core Scientific. Reported basically $94 million to mine the 3,365 BTC for Q2. And if we look at Core Scientific here, what they reported as far as operating expenses, it was, let me see here, general administrative was all under that. I mean, there's research and development, sales and marketing, but it basically would fall under, I guess, it would fall under this $90 million right here. Or what do I have that? Did I have that 94? 94 million. Where did I get that from? Let's take a look. Oh, up here. Cost of digital asset mining. So 94 million right there. Not sure if that also includes, share-based compensation possibly, because I don't see it in here anywhere. So I wonder if that's included in that as well. Is there other costs included in that as well, like salaries, everything else? Don't know exactly what's included in this. So that's why I'm saying it's not apples to apples completely. But here's the thing. We'll take a look at the numbers here, but this is kind of what I really would like to see as far as the miners break everything down for. So breakdown of costs I would like to see is obviously electricity. I'd like to see the breakdown for hosting and self-mining, obviously. Base wages basically is how much are they paying out for their hourly workers, combined with obviously the management staff. How much do they pay out during that quarter for that? So how much do they pay everyone in the quarter? Do not include obviously share-based compensation. I don't want to see that in there. And then operations, any cost to keeping the facility running. So example is fans, light bulbs. Did you have to, change something out? That was obviously a cost to the operation side of things. Put that all in that. And then that way I think we can get a better idea as far as what each individual company is actually paying for electricity, for wages, and we can kind of compare them a little bit better, I would think, going forward. So, if Michael Saylor's watching with his Bitmining Council of America, see if the companies that obviously are in the council, see if they can actually do this. This would actually be really good to have everybody on the same page with the same standards of reporting. So that's kind of my gripe here, that this isn't completely apples to apples. But let's get into the numbers here nonetheless. So Sphere 3D obviously has been stuck at basically 100 petahash for the past 8-9 months. They reported 86 million in costs, and they only, 3,001,970 was what they reported in their cost. They only mined 37.09 BTC. That's basically $86,000 per BTC to mine. And that's basically because I'm sure they're putting in their salaries in there along with possibly compensation from share-based compensation. And that's why their number is so high. And they're obviously waiting for more miners to get installed. Once they start getting more miners installed, I would assume that this number is going to fall, or at least this number is going to improve greatly. Mawson, same thing. They are coming in at 29,729 to mine a single BTC. And like I said, that's possibly because they're also including share-based compensation in there. Other things that, obviously have an effect on the price or on the cost of the overall BTC for one BTC. Hut 8 came in at 28. Same thing. I'm thinking they have obviously compensation here as well for share-based. Core Scientific is at 27. Same thing. Marathon is at 23. Marathon, I think, is only high because of they've been obviously struggling here in the last couple months, especially in Q2, where their production has gone way down. So if we look at Marathon really quick, we can see here that in April, they were at 299 BTC, May 267, and then they fell to 140 BTC compared to where they were prior, the quarter prior. They were at 462, 360, 436. So there's a huge decline in that. So I think that's attributable to possibly their lack of production in BTC. So that's Marathon. Greenwich at 18,752, Iris at 18,243, Bit Digital 18,172, Soluna at 15,486, Argo at 15,000, Riot at 12,900. So now we're getting into more of the numbers that I would expect to see as far as what it costs them to mine a single BTC. Somewhere around this range between the 15 and possibly like the 8,000 range. So this is kind of more accurate, I think, depiction as far as what it would actually cost. So Riot at 12,900, Hive at 12,824, DMG at 12,335, Bitfarms at 11,060, CleanSpark at 10,727, and DigiHost at 8,661. So obviously the ones here towards the bottom are obviously the ones that have possibly the best cost, but we don't know that because it's not all apples to apples. So this is just a representation of what they reported. Unfortunately, it's not as accurate as I would like it to be, but obviously it's something we can actually look at. And I think the ones, like I said, down here around the 15,000 and less are a little bit more closer to home of where I would expect them to be around at to mine these single Bitcoin, basically. So there you have it. Until we get everybody on the same page as far as reporting the same information, it's going to be all over the place, especially with some of these miners reporting share-based compensation in there as well as other things, possibly as well as depreciation. So take it for what it is. And then we'll see if we can also get some numbers from them once they report September, which is probably going to be out next week sometime, to see if they actually report what is their electricity cost or their actual cost to mine in BTC. Some are reporting that is around 8,000, 9,000 or something like that per BTC. And then you tack on obviously the salaries and operations of the facilities, and you get up to a little bit higher number there. All right, so that is it. It's going to be a pretty short day, or a short video actually. And let's just take a look at a quick question here that we got from Gary Pallett. So question: with the US dollar soaring compared to other nations' currencies, do you think this is helping or hurting Canadian miners or someone like Bitfarms who is also mining in Latin America? Might be an interesting topic. And yeah, it is an interesting topic. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, obviously, with the dollar. Dollar is soaring against all the other coins. So here's my thoughts on it. You guys can let me know if you agree or disagree. But let's take a look at it here really quick. So I'm going to try to draw this out best I can and kind of explain a little bit. So let's say we have a miner here, right? Miner, they do operations in the USA and also Canada. I'm probably spelling this wrong, Canada. And then you got Latin America possibly as well. Latin America. The wonderful thing with Bitcoin miners is they're all mining BTC, right? So regardless where they are at, they can also take a look at the markets in their general area. So you can go on the exchange for the USA, see what the exchange is, what the price is basically of a Bitcoin at that exchange. You can also see what the exchange is in Canada or in Latin America. From there, you can possibly deduct as far as where is the best place to get the most bang for your buck based on the exchange rate of the US dollar in those different currencies. And then you can always transfer that BTC to whether you want to go to US, to Canada, or to Latin America exchange it there. My thinking is more than likely it's going to be probably a little bit better in the USA, but there's also this thing called arbitrage. I think I'm saying it right, arbitrage, where exchange 1 and you have an exchange 2, there might be a little bit of a difference between the actual value of the Bitcoin, and it might be anywhere from 1 to 2% to 3%. Obviously, when that happens, you could obviously arbitrage it and make 1 to 3% extra on that BTC just by moving the BTC over to this exchange if it's better off, and then selling it, and then transferring the money basically over to the other exchange where you can get obviously more money for it. But that's basically how Bank Sandman Fried with FTX started out, and how he made his millions basically was doing this kind of arbitrage. With different exchanges and the different pricing that they had, there was just a little bit of a difference between, at that point was 5 to 10% sometimes. And if you do that a couple of times a day, well, you can make money that way. But obviously the miners are not going to get into that kind of arbitrage, but they will obviously, in my opinion, at least take a look at the different exchanges at the different countries, see what the exchange rate would be for US dollars basically, and would it make sense for them to transfer it over there, sell it there, and then exchange the money to possibly Latin American or something like that, currency to pay off your electricity, pay your employees or whatever it might be. So that's kind of my thinking on that one. But yeah, it's obviously an interesting time on that. I don't know what the right answer is for it as far as how much of an effect it actually has on the miners. There's going to be some. It's going to be marginal, I think, within a couple percentage points, but nonetheless, it is still going to be an effect. So if they're smart, they're going to be looking at those exchanges, like I said, and looking at the exchange rate for the USD or other currencies and figure out where does it make most sense to basically send your Bitcoins and sell them there. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of quick video here. Not a lot going on. Obviously, next week is going to be a little bit busier week. Also, tomorrow is my dad's birthday. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a video tomorrow after work. I'll see what time we get back. So there might not be a video tomorrow. So just heads up. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Until then, bye.